welcome to the good news. I'm Tisha.
And I'm Doc.
And we are in a
Quarantine.
different kind of situation. What in the world? So, the first response, I believe, with coronavirus or any kind of outbreak is to get information.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been the challenge during this is that the CDC has information, but just not the information we have been looking for.
I think it's interesting that it's real.
Uh-huh.
Because, usually every time something happens, I always go, I ain't gonna believe it unless I won't believe
brother.
until, and I guess it's among us.
Yeah.
But that's not the end.
Yeah.
There's some good things that's going on, and whenever a crisis arises in any community, that's when you really see what people are made of.
Yeah. And what we know that the people around us are made out of needs a whole lot of tissue.
Tissue, food, hand sanitizers.
Yeah. And it's amazing that people just don't already have those things in their house.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't stockpile, but we have enough that we never run out. It's not like something that we have to go out and get. Learning about how little people wash their hands, like it's a whole new phenomenon when you say you need to wash your hands.
Well, considering some of the, I worked in a very diverse atmosphere before I retired. And when you in a diverse environment, people are not the same.
Yeah.
People learn different habits and have different traditions. And I found out everybody wasn't like us.
Yeah.
Who always wash their hands. Whenever they went into a restroom, they wash their hands. Whenever they touch doors, they always clean their hands after. We were just really clean. And I understand that it's not about clean and dirty, but just different.
It's the same thing with sneezing.
Yeah.
The way that people sneeze or the way that people cough. And so we're finding out all of these things. And because we're finding out all of these new things that we didn't know that people were doing differently.
Yeah.
Now we have a whole new term called social distancing.
Social distancing.
What in the world?
Social
and
distancing.
So the logic, I guess, is that when I am talking or eating and I'm coughing and there's spraying going on, that if you're at least 6 feet away from me, that you have less of a chance of coming in contact with anything that I've got going on.
That's a lot. That's a big difference.
It is. It really is. And especially, I think the first time I saw it visually on the news was at a press conference they were having in Italy. And all the people were spread out. And it was just really interesting to see. It's just not how we operate as humans to be that far away from each other.
So maybe our United States senior cabinet don't have no fear of it, because when I looked at the newscast of them yesterday, they were closed,
really
they were packed in
close.
like sardines or something. And I said, they must have the cure, have some type of what do you call it when you can't get it?
Immunity.
Immunity.
Maybe they had been sprayed down like that image we saw the parents that were picking their kids up here in Georgia, and they were just spraying the kids down with Lysol. So maybe they sprayed down before they got together.
I need to find out where you get these hazmat suits from.
It's really interesting, and I just really have been praying for us as a community that we come together, and not physically together, but we come together in idea and concept. And I've been really pleased to see the businesses that have shut down and changing the way that we working from home and doing those type of things, getting the children out of the schools, because there's just not enough information about what we can do to protect ourselves. My biggest question has been, once you have it and you're quarantined, what gets you out of quarantine? We have a quarantine location here in Georgia, and there's been one person there. I was like, okay, so what's he got to do to get out? I think one of the things that you and I have done that has been really good is stocking up in the pantry. I think since we've changed the way that we eat a lot more fresh meat and fresh vegetables, and we haven't really had anything in the pantry. I don't know why we had to buy stuff for the pantry. It wasn't like coronavirus is going to get in the electricity, but you never know, I guess.
We're the opposite. Most of you have stacked pantries and nothing in the refrigerator or freezer. And we have a freezer and a refrigerator full of meats, but we have none of the sides. But that's part of our keto plan too, though.
Yeah. So, but when you think about it, our pantry was full of everything that everybody else was running out, which was paper towels and tissue and cleaning supplies. So it's been odd. I can say that it's a situation that we've never been in. National emergencies being declared that have never been done. Borders closed the way they've never been done. We're just in a whole new world.
Well, I heard somebody say, and I'm just going to go on and say it was you, said this is our new norm.
It is.
You know,
And
it's the new norm.
I didn't make that up. I heard it from the doctor at the CDC. He says that we have gotten lax in how we touch things and how we operate and how we deal with disease. And we have to get better about it as a nation and as individuals. And so, yeah, this is the new norm. We will all be elbow bumping instead of handshaking and fist bumping going forward. And I can see it already. You know, one of the major things that I saw on the news this morning, because Georgia, our cases jumped so drastically, the largest jump that's been in any state since we started counting. And so one of the things they're recommending is that churches go online for this week and to limit, because they know that we're going to come in and we're going to hug and we're going to kiss and we're going to shake hands and we're going to all put money in that has been touched by a whole bunch of other people, and there's people that have to count that. And so it is going to change the way that we operate.
I think one of the most interesting things about when I was out yesterday, well, first let me back up. You know, I thought I was going to get ahead of the curve because I know we didn't need a lot of things like everybody else did. We just need some stuff just to make us feel good for the most part, because like you said, we had everything here. So I'm going to get to the store and no buggies in the parking lot, no buggies available.
Nope.
Had to park all the way over to like almost the end of the shopping center just to go in and pick up a couple of items. And but when I was in there and I saw people, a couple people had on little what you call those surgical masks. They had on the mask and everything. And I said, you know, everybody's getting hand sanitizers and Lysol. I said, I need gloves. So I thought of the beauty supply store. So I went to the beauty supply store and they have a sign in there, you're going to get one box of gloves. But the gloves come 100 to a box. I said, well, we should be out of it by the time we run out of gloves.
You're going to have some women like me mad at you if we can't color our hair because you don't came and got the last box of gloves. You know what, and I don't think it was a shock. It was just unexpected maybe. All of the sports stopping. You know, when basketball ended their season early, and then it even affected you and I because we had a race scheduled for today that had to be canceled, and we were on the edge or teetering on which way we were going to go, if we were going to actually go to the race or not. And we was like, okay, well, how much do we have to touch? How much? When you think about a race, everybody's heavy breathing on you, so it probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
I think what I thought was interesting about the whole race thing, you know, they have it where you can come and pick up your package early now. And I'm so glad you went and picked up ours on Wednesday. We had our bills. I should have wear it. We should have worn it. I had bill number 4 and she had bill number 3, and we've never had bill numbers that low before in a race.
Now we know why, because we were the only two that were still planning on going.
So we go run, but we have all t-shirts, we have all free tickets and coupons to some of the special deals they had. So I'm excited about it, and they say we could run it virtually. So I'm gonna go out and run one day after everything kind of settled down and record my time and set it in, because you know, I'm proud of the time that we've been running lately. You know, we trimmed and reduced our times, and
we really have.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that. And I was ready. This will probably be the fastest race I would have ever ran.
You can say that now. We're not running it.
I had already set my sight on winning one of those trophies.
You know, what's been interesting is that we have a treadmill at home, but the idea of going to the gym, and I pass 2 gyms on my way to work where I can actually look in and see if people are there, and there are people there at both of them.
You know, when it comes to running, treadmill don't help me in running. You know, I have to feel the pavement, I have to breathe the air, because that's what you're gonna need when you're running. The treadmill lied to me.
Well, my treadmill has a fan. That's the kind of air I'm looking for when I'm running. I don't need no fresh air.
I get on the treadmill and I'm thinking I'm gonna run like that when I get outside, and it's totally different. So I don't even train on the treadmill.
It is, but it keeps you conditioned. It keeps your mind focused on it. It keeps that muscle memory. But what does this mean going forward for physical activity?
Well, go back to the corona.
Because we have the sports that have stopped, and you know, we know, especially basketball, there's always a whole lot of sweat and everything going on, and a whole lot of contact with the least amount of clothes on of any other sport. And then there's just like going to the gym. What does this mean for sports going?
Day.
But just some of the things that we have done routinely that just seem really icky gross right now are like the hot sauna,
Can't go in there no more.
the wet sauna, the
Can't go in there no
whirlpool,
more.
a swimming pool, a
Definitely can't go in the swimming
massage. I mean, all
Oh,
of
now
this.
hold up on the massage
Hey,
now.
I'm just. But I don't know who's laid down there before me, and so it's all these things that we just kind of assumed it was going to be clean
I have
enough.
a great idea.
What we're gonna do?
We go get our own towels and our own sheets, like we do when we go to the hotel. Cause we don't trust hotels stuff like
Yeah.
that. So this is gonna be the new spa. We take our sheets, our towels, and if have to, our own oil. We just need them to use the techniques.
So I see where your interest is. You only care about what we do about the massage. What about all the other things I say?
Checking out.
Yeah.
It's the massage that I think we would miss the most. And push kind of shove. I'm trying to get you to the back. I'm trying to get you to our massage table.
I can walk on your back. You
Yeah.
might not get up, but
Hey, I'm trying to get you to get a massage table. We just have somebody come here and do massages for us. You know, there are a lot of people who do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
hey, we can get massages.
but it's a whole new world.
But let's go back to something that's real important. The cancellation of basketball and football and, you know, what all Skip and Shannon and
I know.
Dukes and Bell and all our guys we listen to and get our sports information from, what they going to do when they don't have no games to talk about?
Well, you know, I get my news from For Real Sports.
Shout out for real sports. Sporting ways.
I have no idea. I mean, literally, we're in uncharted territory. It's interesting.
I know they were talking about on the sports shows, since they didn't have no basketball games to cover, nothing to cover, they said, what are your top 10 football movies and
Yeah.
what are your top 10
Because that's
sport
what we'll be
movies
doing. We'll
and
just be
sports
watching
shows
the
and
movies
stuff?
and ESPN history and
Maybe we'll do some sports trivia night or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
somewhere. But
yeah.
it is interesting though.
But I just pray for safety for all of those people. When you think about what close contact they're in, how many places they travel, and again, with just so many unknowns, I'm glad that large organizations chose safety over.
But I'm really excited. On a serious note, I'm really excited about the release of Driving Towards Your Purpose. It's the third book in the series of Moving Towards Your Purpose. You know, I like this bird idea of getting people toward their purpose. And
Yeah.
that's what this book is
Yeah.
all about. So I want all of y'all to run out right now. You know, you got time. Your kids ain't in school. Some of y'all not going to work. This is a great time to read some book. And read this one, Driving Towards Your Purpose. And I would greatly appreciate it.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us again here at The Good News. We pray that you and your family are safe and healthy. If you know someone who has been affected by the coronavirus, I pray that you be a source of strength for them in this time, this season that God is using to bring us closer to Him. Thank you for joining us. Good day and good night.